So here are a couple of my trades from yesterday. I was trading Clove. I was making a nice descending triangle here, like that. This looked like a nice bottom right against pre-market low. And then I played the retest after the breakdown. Some volume came in, it came down, and then a couple minute candles up, and I got short right here, just risking about 10 cents, maybe less. And it made a nice drop. It had plenty of bids to the downside. And then you can tell once it hit the low of the day right here that even more volume came in right there with that big drop. So I was happy with this majority of the trade, and then I think I added a couple more times and kind of flip-flopped around, probably wasted a bit of capital right there. So but I do feel like this descending triangle breakout retest is definitely one of my playbook trades, especially how tight I got in there. I probably should risk a little bit more, and I could just probably make my day just with that trade alone, because this moved about looks like it moved about 70 cents. So nothing crazy, but 70 cents on a $14 stock that's quite a bit. And then the other trades I did, okay, so Airbnb. So you can see, okay, so Airbnb was a basic R4 breakout. Right here, you can see pivots compressing, and then boom, this morning, R4 breakout, ripped up from 148 all the way to 154, and then pulled way back down, almost to R4. And so that's when I noticed this. So here's your move, and then here's your pullback. You see how it gets really close to R4. It made a double top or double bottom here. And I just really felt like this R4, wasn't going to go much lower than R4 here. So I got in here, smaller share size, partialed up near like VWAP area resistance, and then I got in. Actually, I got all out, and then I got in again. This was a low volume stock. I can't remember how many shares it traded total, maybe 10 million shares or less. So it just, these are kind of tricky. And so I was putting in limit orders to get a little more specific because the spread was really big too. I think the spread was 10 cents or more. But I was really happy with like my management. I got out here on this. So this first trade I got all out here and made a good 2R move, and then again I got in, got out some, and then tried to add, and then I think I got all out, and then got it again, and this almost worked out for another partial up here, which I had but I still made some good money on this, and I was happy with this. It's just a slower moving stock, like I said, less volume. I can put in some limit orders and just trade it a bit slower, and I kind of like these. And like I said, that was an R4 breakout, which, R4 breakout earlier in the morning would have been all right trade. But I like the pullback because it's still strong in my mind. It's still long biased. And then the other one I did was DKNG. So DKNG had that huge gap down. And looking at it now, there was a big sell-off day before this morning, or before this day, a big sell-off day. And a lot of times, you get that big sell-off day, and then you have another big gap down, price opens up right near pre-market low, well then you are going to get that short squeeze or that big cover squeeze from all these short sellers, especially if it trails all the way down and then opens right at the bottom. I feel like that's a really good setup for a long, which Thor did go long there. But then he also tried to go short too, and I'll explain why I went short. So I actually didn't see this stock until about 9:45, 10, and it had moved up. You know, it did this nice squeeze up, and there was just some really big bids down here. There was a good one at 46, and there was another one at 45, which I was really excited about, but never made it down there. But this, I got in and got out. It was with my paper trading account. I didn't realize it, and I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to get out. And then I was a little bummed because it went down. Then it pulled right back up. And I'm going to show you on the video here how when price pulled back up, there was a big ask here at 47.20, I think. And so I put in a limit order right in front of it. And it never passed it. It hit it, maybe partially filled, and then immediately got under, and you can see it made a nice move back down, which was awesome. And I was really happy with this, and I was actually thinking that this was going to continue, and it was going to hit that 46, and then it was eventually going to hit that, I think there was 45.50 and a 45 bid sitting down here. But you know, it never does exactly what we think it does, so that's why we have to manage it, right? But this would have been, I think, one of my first trades of the day, and I could have hit goal and been done. And like I said, I think Thor did try this short because he didn't see many. At this point, I don't think there were many asks. It kept changing, honestly. I kept looking at the level 2, and sometimes there were asks, and then sometimes there weren't. But these bids were always sitting down here, so there was definitely a battle going on. So let's look at the video really quick. I have it paused here right at the point. So here's where I tried short first with my paper trading account, then got out, and then it pulled back, right? And so as it's pulling back, right here, 47.24, big ask, 402 lot. I'm thinking, you know, I'm still short bias here, and so I'm like, okay, if I can get in somewhere around there, right? Now, I mean, looking at it now, you know, we are above VWAP, so that doesn't help. So there's definitely some signs that it's not necessarily a short. So anyways, here I'm going to play it. So you can see there's another ask at 47.20. So two asks, and this maybe this ask is in front of that 47.20. So right there, I think a few of them got hit. Right, let's see here. I'm going to rewind right there. So it almost looks like it's refreshing. See it's hitting, and it's almost just like kind of staying the same. So right there, I put in a limit order and kind of dragged it down to where you can see right here, it got me in short at 47.23, which was one cent ahead of this. I did put my stop way up here, which, looking back, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I maybe should have gotten in tighter and put my stop at 47.30. Maybe assuming that if this 24 lifted, that it was going to get me, or that it was going to turn, it was going to go up, right? So there was no sense in risking way up here. Or maybe I could have had two different entries, one short really tight that could have got me out after a few cents above this ask, and then another one in case it did, this offer lifted and then nothing more came in, and then it got back under this, right? Sometimes we see that where the offer does lift, it comes up, and then it goes back under that earlier previous offer, and then now it becomes a short. But so yeah, but I did like my entry here right in front of that ask. It doesn't hit it again for a while, probably for like 20 minutes or something. So you can see that one even refreshed. That 47.20 came back in front of this. And then let me just fast forward so you can see. Okay, so right here, as it's going down, you can see I was seeing bids, 46.50, 46.48. So that clearly that 46.50 area, there's a lot of volume right there. It does go through 46.50, Let's see what it does when it hits it. Okay, so let me back up real quick. Okay, so right here it's about to hit it. So you can see that going down, right? I love it when you can see these bids or asks get hit and you can just see them quickly start to go down. Just like good confirmation that it's about to flush through it. So watch here, see it starts going down, going down, going down, boom, it goes, and then it goes to this next bigger bid, 48 cents, and then kind of flushes down through that. And then you can see asks coming in, right? So 43 cents. So you have these bids sitting down here, price is selling down, you know, pushing down against those bids, flushing through them, and then asks are coming in on top of it, adding more pressure down. So that's a good sign, I think. And gosh, I think that might have been close to the lowest it goes, though. Okay, so right here, if you could see, I scrolled down, $46. There was that big bid, but you could still see some big asks too. So it really was like a battle going on in this area. It wasn't necessarily one side or the other. For some reason, I was just feeling like it wanted to sell off. I think the SPY had been weak a lot of the day so far, so I was more thinking, well, if the SPY's weak, that's on my side. Once this VWAP sort of breaks, which it did break here for a minute or two, it was really going to just sell off. You know, could have been one of those continuation trend downs where it just really sells off all day. So I think it doesn't go much lower than 46.20, and then it eventually turns around. So it did do one more flush down through 46.20, hit some of those bids, and then you can see some volume really comes in, and then it turns around, and I don't think it goes down any lower, and it really just moves up from there. So yeah, thanks.